Hello and welcome back to Walk On Roll presents Dungeons and Detention, a tabletop role-playing game set in a brand new Wizarding universe right here live on Twitch on Broadstocks Plays. Welcome everyone! Thank you so much for being here. I am your host, Kevin Allen. With me, as always, is Justin Zagri, our director behind the scenes, keeping an eye with myself on the chat, both on YouTube and Twitch live, where you can take part and have your very own Walk On Roll. As a student here at Haven Hearth Academy with my four favorite students. I'm sorry, I'm a little biased because they're amazing. Garrett Schwackhauser, Liana Manassian, Katie Katsulik, and Zachary Jaworski. Fun fact about Zach, his name spelled backwards is Kaz. We all just learned that.
I started it.
How is everybody?
Fabulous. Look at this dog. I'm having a great day.
Yeah, good.
I'm
Great.
so
Look at
happy.
this cat. I'm having a great day.
Your cat looks so nonplussed that you're just holding it.
Link, you're needed.
Oh boy.
Link, you've been screaming at me for the last hour since I got home for unwanted detention. Where are you? All right, how is everyone's familiars doing? Since we've got pets on the screen, yeah, I gotta pay the pet tax. In this realm, it's the familiar tax.
Where are we? We are downstairs in the nurse's office, if I remember correctly.
That's right. Allow me to recap our last episode because we did take a week off, and I want to reassure everybody watching that nobody died despite Justin's ominous black message that we wouldn't be holding an episode last Monday night. But we are back, and where we left off was in the nurse's stations. Let's actually take it back a couple of days because I've been withholding house points, and I feel that now is the time to finally distribute them. And I'd like to start with one of our guest students, Mary Elba. She's been wishing a lot of well-wishing and greetings among all of you and all of her fellow students out in the chat. So to her, I award Amethyst House 3 points.
Nice.
Our good friend ADNL has also been commenting a lot on the episode and the role playing, and I just want to be in character the entire time. So I'm going to give a point to Sapphire. JJ was also very involved in that magic zoology class as a student, so I'm giving 5 more points for him asking lots of pertinent questions about the subject.
Yeah,
and
crushing it.
Furthermore, in magic zoology, there was a lot of help from the students. Kasara helped name the bird, so 10 points to Ruby. ADNL, once again, helped name the lizard, so 10 points to Sapphire. And Anahit helped name the lizard bird, so 10 points to Amethyst. And Liana also took it a step further, helping out in divination by giving an actual tarot reading for the school, and I just think that's amazing. So 20 points more to Amethyst for that.
Thank you.
Yeah. After class, though, things got a little weird. So I'm going to say that at the end of that first class, the standing has completely changed, with Sapphire and Amethyst now tied in the lead with 76 points.
Oh.
But recent events must be accounted for.
Oh boy.
So, for cool use of intellect when in peril and helping calm down the entire student body by throwing dillweed at everybody. What was that herb?
Drugs.
Dillweed. Oh my god, I actually forgot what it was.
Dillweed is more of an insult and less of a drug, but who knows? What do I know?
This is why I was so surprised of its effectiveness.
It was sneeze wart.
Sneeze wart.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anahit doused the crowded and chaotic student body below her in sneeze wart and managed to completely calm the situation and prevent it from getting a whole heck of a lot worse. So for her, I award Amethyst another uh, 50 points. That's a big step forward. And hmm, and for pure nerve and outstanding courage in helping capture the cockatrice just literally by scooping it up into his arms, I award JJ and House Sapphire 50 points.
Ooh,
So you guys
not
are still
using his
tied.
brains, just
Yes.
grabbing birds.
Well, I mean, your brains were kind of
That's
nullified
true.
by the sneeze warts.
I was on drugs. Not my fault. It was all the drugs. Anahit's drug deal.
Uh, But then, once the bird was captured, everyone gathered round, went down to the nurse's station, and this is where we're catching up, and was very disruptive and disrespectful at the staff. So 10 points were taken from everyone's house, except for Anahit. She managed to keep her cool about it. And yeah, as I said before, whenever you guys lose points, I'm just going to give them to Justin. So that means Emerald House gets 30 more points. And if you in the chat have not yet introduced yourself, please do so. Say hi, introduce yourself, and tell us which one of the Haven Hearth homerooms you belong in. And remember, that's Ruby, Amber, Sapphire, Emerald, and Amethyst.
I feel like Justin is going
All
to win
right.
this game with the most points. There's
If
no
we're
way he
doing our
can't.
job right.
Yeah, Justin's going to win.
Honestly, now with everything I just said taken in consideration, the point standing is actually fairly even across the board. Not entirely. It's still a game here, but everyone's kind of sitting pretty around the 60s, and that does include Justin.
Dang.
Anyway, oh, hello, Link. Thanks for joining us way later now. But yes, where we left off. You all have had a bit of a spat with Professor Antari and the whole cockatrice ordeal, and he's very interested to know how this whole thing came about, with some questions left over for Alex. But he has dismissed everybody except for Alex to go back to their usual routine, which for some of you is lunch, for some of you is class. And that, I just want to give credit where it's due, is in large part thanks to Nurse Nedra for calming him down and reminding him that you all are just kids. You know, and I think that's rather important.
We all, Paris, are just kids.
I'm not
Bill.
18. Although I
Yeah.
guess in the UK, what is it, an adult 16-year-old?
Yeah. We don't even know where we
Whatever.
are yet.
That's fair.
We could be in Ohio for all I know. Haven Hearth, Montana. Oh my God, are we called?
Idaho.
I feel like we're in the
yeah.
UK.
Okay.
I don't know. They keep saying they have a lot of UK students influxing. We should have this conversation in character instead of just talking around.
Romania.
What do you mean,
Well,
Paris?
then how about I give one last hello to Ari Midnight, who just joined us and is a friend from the real world. So, hi, Ari. Okay, now let's jump in the mystical world. Hello, new student. Please introduce yourself by telling us which one of the Haven Hearth homerooms you attend, and I'll let you guys go. We're gonna start real quick with Alex, who is still, as the rest of you make your way back up to the main floor, has Professor Antari has one final question for you. Is-
Yes.
Young man, how did you find your way into that labyrinth?
Well,
We-
I just
Did someone tell you about it?
no. We worked very hard to find something. I spent all weekend combing the walls, seeing if I could find anything, and that's what I found.
That you spent your free time before school just looking for.
Secrets, yes. You give me a big magic castle, you think there aren't secrets? Of course there are. We found one. There's probably a lot more, maybe even ones you don't even know about. And I wanted to find it. And I did.
Well, I applaud your endeavor and your instinct, as it were. Obviously, homeroom points must be taken, but I'm impressed. I look forward to seeing your career flourish here. But
Thank you.
do your best to stay out of trouble.
You don't need to take points away from the others, though. It was my idea to do all of this. They were just along for the ride. I'm kind of their leader. So, yeah.
Very good. Dismissed.
All right, bye. I'll let you know. We'll talk next time I find something. Bye. And then he scurries out the door.
The three of us back away from the door as Alex opens it in hopes that nobody sees us listening, because I was totally listening in on that conversation. And I'm sure Paris and Anahit, I don't know, did you guys want to listen in with me?
I'm definitely listening.
Sure, yeah.
There's
So we
not
are
really a door anyway, so like, I mean, not much of
Scooby-Doo
one.
style up against the wall, like listening.
Oh, it's so easy to listen in because all you guys have to do is just be like over the staircase as it descends, you know?
Oh yeah, that's what
It's
we're doing.
kind of a poor design that the sound would echo upward.
So is
Yeah,
it like
yeah,
a
yeah.
Brady Bunch situation where they're
Of course. Our leader? Okay, I guess so.
Well, I'm just saying, like, this was my idea, and y'all went along. I'm not saying we don't all contribute. You're a map guy.
Oh,
We need
boy.
that.
Should we do anything to him, guys? This seems like he got us into this mess and he's getting off scot-free.
I mean, don't we still need to return the little thing?
You didn't take it back with you, did you, Alex?
Take what?
Wait, where? I thought somebody grabbed it. Where did it go?
We left it in the nurse's station.
Oh.
Enzo's still with them.
Oh, okay. That's what I was gonna. I was like, what are you talking about? The sneaking.
Yes, the Snicken. I never want to see another Snicken. That was horrible. Nice quick
Maybe,
thinking for drugs.
maybe, Alex, would you consider maybe like we should start off with a plant?
Well, that's a good idea. We could do like a
You
Venus
know,
flytrap or something.
Ooh, that actually sounds pretty fun. But I don't know. I kind of miss Enzo already.
Anahit, is there a plant? Is there some sort of plant we could give Alex to satiate this mopey look on his face?
And give him
The
a
gong.
mandrake.
oh
The
yeah.
gong for class has gone off.
Bum, 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 bum,
No, that was the
bum,
chime. That was the
bum.
warning chime to say get to class.
Oh.
That had happened.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh shoot!
No, this time it's the
Okay.
gong. You are all technically late.
We should probably just get to class. We'll maybe think of something later. Thanks.
Okay. Do you guys want to meet back in the Grand Cafetorium for dinner tonight?
Sure.
Frick. Oh, Paris, do you want to take my orangutan to class with you so it doesn't come to class with me? Okay, great. There you go. And I give her my orangutan's hand, and I.
And I just turning him around and scoot him back towards you. He's following you very slowly, but he's following you. He's your familiar.
That's
It's
And then
annoying.
I pat Diamond on her head. I think Diamond's with me, or was she back in the class? No, she was with me because she had to find you guys. I pat her on her head.
Yeah. So, Diamond and yourself head back towards your class, which is the closest one to the nurse's station. It's no coincidence that defensive magic is right around the corner from the nurse's aid. So we're going to start there with Paris.
Right.
Paris, the class is still kind of a murmur from the nearby events. Everyone's kind of talking about it as the teacher is getting her bearings straight. You come in and you see a large room with a giant circle on the floor and a mirroring pentagram on the ceiling. All sorts of symbols are drawn onto these wood-paneled walls, and almost at random, it's decorated with shiny black stones and potted plants. As you come in, I assume you might have noticed it the first time, but I'll say that second time you definitely notice it, that there are lots of small mirrors facing the entrance to greet you, as it were, just kind of above. And then over on the far side, standing in front of a woman who you assume is your professor, is a trunk with the initials AS on it, and a set of quills, inks, and parchment resting
Are
on
you saying
top.
AS like snake or AF as in Frank?
AS for Professor Agatha Samanthe.
Okay, great.
Yes. She's wearing a tigress fur cloak with what's called shadow silk ribbon trimmed around an aged black cotton tunic. It's a really nice cloak over a pretty standard, almost like old-looking shirt. And because you got an eye for fashion, you notice she's got pointy-toe booties, and they shiny. So she's addressing the crowd about the ordeal. Okay, all right, yes. It's a new year, and there's lots of excitement. There's all sorts of things to be excited about, and one of them is this class, which I ask that you take seriously. You know what? Forget it. Like, we don't need to take things so seriously after witnessing a chicken attack, so let's just have fun today. How about that? And she changes her entire outfit in a flourish into a pink chiffon dress with a pink flower and rose diamond glass slippers. She looks like a Disney fairy tale princess all of a sudden.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
And she catches you and says, love your look. Because it's a bit of both for her. You've got the colorful hair and the black Miss Cleo shirt.
Right.
Just come on in. There's nowhere to sit. It's just everyone kind of standing around in a crowd. So you're welcome to enter.
Okay. Well, there's nowhere to sit. We're all standing, so I guess I'm staring up at the mirrors, which we just learned in the last divination class that I can see things. So I guess I'm not trying to. I'm looking at the mirrors, but I'm not looking at them directly. You know, like when you've got a soft focus and a hard focus. I'm doing a soft focus thing, so that way I'm not really trying to do any more divination right now. But I'm definitely acknowledging that. Do I have anybody in the class that I know?
The only person you recognize, because you're still getting to know the student body, and most of your classes have been with underclassmen. This is one of the few times that you've been with what you can assume are more upperclassmen, just based on height.
Sure.
The only person you recognize is the platinum, shaggy-haired young man with kind of a disheveled white shirt and necktie, kind of oldish robes, standing adjacent to her, Hank Hyman, Tom's brother. Outside of that, you don't really know anybody. So you're welcome to stand at the entrance of the room and just kind of like keep your eyes on them and the mirrors. You're totally fine to do that.
Yeah, definitely. Wait, do I actually recognize, maybe there is one student there, I think he was a little bit older. Is that Jim?
Hey, Jim. No.
No, oh, that's not Jim. I'm sorry.
Jim's
eyes
my little
deceived me.
brother. This is Fred. We're twins, but it's weird. Don't ask. I don't ever want to talk about it. And he fades back to the back of the classroom.
That's fair. That's fair.
Disappearance from existence.
Yeah, I mean, is this at this point, because it's older students, I'm assuming, is it no longer an intro to defensive magic, or where are we?
So
what's the lesson?
She goes into her opening. She says, as you will know, magic can alter the fabric of reality and define the natural laws of the world around us, redefine them, so to speak. Because we cast enchantments and curses. We mogrify into animals and plants. We manipulate the elements. We summon storms. We create illusions. We can effectively change our reality. And as you've all learned, there's no one way to use magic, but to summon and use it, someone must summon enough emotion and purpose to alter that reality. Now, in your previous classes, wards and such, you studied preventative magic, cleansing, banishing, protecting, warding, daily rituals and habits that you do just to make your general state of things a better environment for you. What we do here is emergency magic. These are the things that you haven't planned for, but with enough practice, they won't be snap decisions, they'll be quick judgments that you can plan for in microseconds.
Ooh.
You'll be learning how to defend yourselves in a moment's notice. So, again, I want us to have fun today. I don't want to take things too seriously. This is a school where we do good things, evil things happen, and we must be prepared for them. And with that in mind, I want you to know that there's no right or wrong. There's no good and bad. There's just what's safe and what's harmful. And we want to keep each other safe. We don't want to cause harm. So, outside of that, I welcome you to trust your instincts and use your imagination. All right? Any questions before we begin? Yes. The fashionable one.
Thanks. As the older kids who are still taking maybe some of these younger kids classes, but I again notice that there's not a lot of younger kids here. Are we learning this so that we can like defend the newbies? Is that what's going on? Especially with
I
this
respect
recent
and admire that.
chicken lizard. You called it a chicken thing. I appreciate that you're also not as specific as I am with that little creature thing. Is there more things we should be concerned about?
All I know is that thing was ghastly. No, there's nothing to be concerned about, but it's already been 2 days, and I'm hearing lots of rumors around the walls of incidents and happenstances. It's a magical school. And worse than that, this is a magical school made by several different bodies of students from around the world and different cultures, different languages, different ideologies, coming in at different times in their magical education. We're kind of a powder keg, so to speak. We're a hodgepodge, a grab bag of an eclectic design, a patchwork of students and learning. So, yes, if there's a student who needs protection, I admire that you have the instinct to protect them. I think that's very good. You'll learn that spells don't just have to be small instances to thwart an attack or defend oneself, but there can be a grand aura or a bubble, an encompassing hug. There's all sorts of ways to defend both oneself and each other. So, yes, I think that's a good instinct for you to have. But to say that's why you're here, not necessarily. We're just here to learn. We're just here to be prepared for whatever life throws at us. Nothing specific.
What are all of
And you'll
these
see
mirrors
that.
for? I'm like, there's a long-haired, dark-haired guy twirling his wand. What are all these mirrors for? I'm looking around the room. This is different. We're gonna blow stuff up or what?
Yep, let's do it.
We're not going to blow stuff up. If we do things right, nothing will be blown up, and I won't have to send anybody around the corner to nurse Nedra.
Okay, yeah,
Or,
sure.
if worse, Mr. Antari. To answer your question, though, for my newest students who maybe were not attending Haven Hearth to take wards or any preventative magic courses, the mirrors are one of many safety nets that we have here in this room. I believe in having no fewer than 3 enchantments at play at any given time, just to ensure that this is a positive energy and positive environment that we'll be performing in. So, now that everyone's mind is at ease, I would like us to begin performing. Yes? All right,
Yeah.
practitioners, I need a volunteer. Who is brave enough to step forward first?
Me?
And you've obviously caught her attention already, so she gestures you to come forward. She goes, I would like you to help demonstrate for the class and then execute some basic defensive maneuvers, some defensive charms. And I want you all to think of this, if you can recall way back several years ago, your charms class, where you're bringing out energy from within, but giving it shape, giving it form and density. So we're going to start with shielding, countering, absorption, and my personal favorite, disarming. Just nip the whole thing in the bud, as it were. So you kind of, I'm just going to skip forward a little bit. She demonstrates that these, if you want to roll for each of these things, you can, but we're going to make it more fun in just a moment. So I don't mind just skipping ahead. You demonstrate in practice these 4 techniques to get started, okay?
Okay.
And then she asks for you to stand at the far end of the hall, where everyone can see your face. You can see everyone standing behind her as she says, now I'm going to attack with a basic energy blast. Again, nothing more than concentrated sparks, concentrated light, nothing harmless. But it's up to you to defend yourself in whichever way you see fit. And with that in mind, we're gonna have a little duel. All right?
Great.
Yu-Gi-Oh style.
Mm-hmm. Because she is going easy on you, I'm gonna just work with a D10. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So this is gonna be a simple game of who rolls higher. I think we can start with those main 4. I don't want to be like, oh, they're all going to be grits, or they're all going to be fights, but expect a lot of that.
Okay.
You just tell me how you like to react with either one of these 4 spells, or anything that just comes to your mind, and we're going to have a little bit of a roll off, okay?
Now, when I roll these, because it's a magic class, am I rolling my D4 along with my grit and my? Okay, cool. Garrett was prepping me. Great. I mean,
yes, you are. You are using your wand.
I already knew this because I've
it's okay.
before.
It's totally fine for us to remind each other of the rules. And on that note, keep in mind that you also have the ability to do these as planned actions. Okay? Which means you can just take the half value of your die right away. Okay? So you step forward, and you hear a student behind you go, "You got this, Paris." And she begins. She fires a blast of energy at you, and she rolls a 9.
That's pretty good.
Okay, so fighting. Obviously, I know the physical altercation stuff. The grit. Braun's the one who pushing. What's the grit for it?
So
how can I
would
use
say
that in
grit.
this scenario?
Okay. So let's talk about these 4 spells. I don't want us to get too tied to this. This is not nearly as technical as, like, curling.
I just want to be prepared. Sure.
But something like shielding and absorption. Absorption is you are absorbing the energy to kind of dispel it, like letting it pass through you rather than let it hit you. So I would make that a grit roll as a defensive thing before it becomes a grit roll as a how much damage did I take kind of thing.
Cool.
Whereas disarming and countering is going to be more of a fight thing. But if you have a different tactic in mind or a different approach, then we'll
Sounds
decide whether
great.
it's
I'm
charms
rolling
or
grit,
brains or whatever.
baby. We're
Go
rolling
for
grit.
it.
Also
right.
Paris's ruby house. Just a heads up. Okay, I got a
Calling
grit.
your shot.
I got an 8 and a 1. So I got how much did you get? I got 9.
I also got 9.
Does that mean I
Okay.
beat you or are we tied?
I like to say that tie goes to the runner, but yeah, they kind of just burst
Okay.
and it's together, and so you don't get hit, but you feel that blast. You feel the shockwave of
Okay.
having been attacked for the very first time. Yeah, and it kind of, ooh, it's getting to you, like all right, or maybe it's not. All right, so
First
here she
cut
comes
is the
again.
deepest.
Here she comes again. All right, this one's a 5.
Okay, well then I think I would probably fight back against this. I mean, my fight's lower, but
Okay.
let's just try. Let's make it interesting.
All right.
Oh, okay. I got a 7 total. It's a 6 plus 1. Oh shoot, it's a 1.
Oh.
It's a 1 plus 6. So my 6 is my magic.
Great, that's still 7, right?
Great. Yeah.
7's
That's
higher than
what it
5.
was, yeah.
Bam! You totally win that day. So, was that a grit roll?
I used a fight roll for that one.
Use a fight roll. Okay, I think you completely counter the spell. You just send it away, or deflect it.
Okay.
All right. Let's do another. She's not done with you yet. Oh, 10. She sees you're improving, so she's going for a 10 now.
Okay. Well, then I'm definitely gonna go with grit this time.
Okay.
I got a 10. 5 and 5.
No, really?
No way.
Straight up. Straight up. It was a 5 and a 5. Oh wait. Oh my God. That can't
How
even
do you
make sense.
get 5 on a
I did
D4?
the wrong one. Hold on. It's a 5 and a. Oh, it's a 5 and a 3. It's an 8. I'm sorry. I got
It's
so
an 8.
excited. I rolled my fight and my grit.
It's
I'm getting
okay.
confused. I got it. I got an 8 that time.
Let me, what spell did you cast? Were you trying to create a shield in front of you, or were you just trying to
Well, I knew,
absorb
yeah.
the
I mean, I
energy
knew
and
it was
let
going to be a big, heavy one. So yeah, I definitely was trying to. Honestly, I guess my mind was I was trying to absorb it so that I wouldn't get hit, but I'd be like, take it in my body.
Yeah, that's a bold maneuver. So it passes through you, but you feel like pins and needles now.
Okay.
It kind of lingered just a moment, had an effect on you. So with that in mind, I'm going to take a -1 off your next roll because she's coming in for her last attack. Okay.
What did it look like? Oh, I was curious. What did it look like passing through her? Was it like a shower of sparks? I don't know. Paint me a picture.
Well, I almost imagine for her. Well, oh, sorry. Yeah, you do that, and then I'll tell you what I think Paris thinks it feels like. But you describe.
I feel like we've all seen movies where a ghost goes through somebody and it has that cloud of dust behind them. I picture it's that. It's that energy, that blue energy or whatever, just kind of hits you and then comes out the other side. You see the light on the other side of her. It's really weird, but it does have a before her.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And pins and needles. Yeah, I was
And so
thinking.
now you've got pins and needles,
Doesn't matter.
but it's okay.
Wait,
She
wait,
only
wait.
rolled a 4 this time.
It's okay. It's just like
No, wait, no,
acupuncture
wait.
in LA.
No, no.
It's all right.
There's no
Okay.
time to react. She's being attacked.
Okay. I guess I'm obviously gonna go with the big one. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I got a 5. What did you get?
What did you? I rolled a 4, but what was your spell? What choice did you do?
I did a 5, but I did it with grit.
Oh, okay. So would you put up a shield this time, or did you try to do the absorption thing again?
Well, I tried to do it at the same time, so I guess I should have waited till you went and then rolled.
It's
Right?
okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Well then, yeah, it's a shield. It deflects off of me. It goes around me. Maybe
But
if that's what you
yes.
think it is. I don't know.
it hits through the shield, and it's like it goes through the shield and breaks the shield. But the
Ooh,
impact of
okay.
doing so destroys the spell. So you're
Okay.
fine. She applauds you and says, "Well done. Well done, Paris. If you would join the rest of your classmates, I think that you have set a great example for how to roll with the punches, as it were."
Oh, that was pretty great. Oh man,
Yeah.
I really like that big old ghosty thing. Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yep.
good. Yeah.
And as you accept the accolades of your male classmates, I'm not surprised. We're gonna head over to the next class in session. Anahit has made her way back up the stairs, and she's already knows where her class. That was crazy.
Did you take all of our drugs?
You're so powerful. You're so impressive. How did you know how to do that? You're just being bombarded with questions from excited students who are like, "That was wild, whatever that was."
I'm just like, I don't know. I just keep herbs in my bag. I like herbs. I like
Do you
green
have anything
magic.
that can it like cure a headache? I've had a headache like all day.
Not with me, but I might be able
Okay.
to get something for you, some mallow later, if I can
No,
find some
cool.
outside.
No, I'm the teacher. I'm the professor. I'm here. We're ready to go now. Everyone back inside. Back inside. Thank you. You're all here for herbology, right? I heard someone say herbology and herbs. Go back inside. I'll tell you what you need. I'll tell you what you all need. Oh my god. Today.
Do you have something for a
And-
headache?
And everybody goes into the class and says, "Yes, we do. It's all inside. It's all inside. Everybody get into the green room. Get into the green room." So you all enter the nursery, as it were, but I don't want to get it confused with the nursery station, so I'm just going to call it the greenhouse, green room.
Is it right next to the theater?
It is above the stables.
Boo.
The grand it's not near the cafetorium. We do have a theater. It's a cafetorium. Yeah. Everyone's yeah. No, you're right, Alex. Everyone says thank you 5, and they go inside. And Anahit, inside you've seen it, but now you get a moment to actually like take it in. An open room with the same giant windows that you may have noticed from the other side at night on the floor, on the ground. But yeah, giant windows on 2 sides. That is the corner of the castle. And as your eye moves up to them, they become fractured and paneled like stained glass toward the top. And if you're, no, you have an ability where you get to notice details, so I'm not going to tell you everything. But between them are towering, behind them are towering pillars of the forest in the distance. The other sides of the rooms that are the stony walls are familiar because of the bare stone, but they are covered in creeping vines. There's scattered leaves on the floor, and the only exception to vine-covered stone walls and trees behind glass is a black chalkboard at the front of the room. And standing now before this chalk room in magnificent Technicolor robes is an androgynous man who is grabbing the chalk and writing his name up on the board, and takes it back and says, "Professor Raoul Snow," and he goes, "Oh, no, that's boring," and then flicks his wrist and rewrites it again in rainbow color chalk. Like, do you remember those things where you would draw on the black and then the heat sensitivity would make it rainbow? It's like that.
Those are so
That's
cool.
fun.
Yeah. Okay. He says, "All right, okay. Everybody, take your seats. There's lots of shrubbery around. Just don't pay any attention to that right now. There's lots of shrubbery in the middle, but try to find a spot next to one of the things that doesn't have dirt and plants on it. The rooms, I want you to picture a science lab where there's just stations and then like 2 or 3 stools behind each one of them. And on those stations tends to be different plants. Everyone's got a different one, and then like a slab of wood that you and your lab partner can practice on. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
So
So you take one? Yes?
yeah,
Yes, you
I was gonna say I'm gonna go sit like kind of in the middle. Like I don't want to sit in the front and be like a teacher's pet necessarily, but I don't want to sit in the back either because I really want to hear what this teacher has to say because I like herbology. So I'm in the middle. Who I don't know who I'm sitting next to though.
You are sitting next to a dark-skinned girl who has her hair in braids that have been pulled up into a top knot and wearing a floral top. You might recognize her. I want you to do a brains roll for me real quick.
Okay. Brains roll.
As you're milling in and everyone's sitting down, you hear some students talking and you hear something like, "Oh, I love this!" Like, you got people excited for herbology.
I
Yeah,
got
give
a
me a brains roll.
17. I got a
Awesome.
17, but then I have like +3 brains, so basically a D20.
A dirty 20, which is perfect because we're around the soil. You remember this person. She's a first year who is about your age and joined. She was on the bus with you, but you caught her name when she was called forward and sorted into Emerald House. This is Euphemia C. Toro. She has reading glasses, and you can recall, because she's feeling it now, she has this unease about her. The way she's sitting and handling herself. Like she's eager to be here, but you could nervous at the same time. And you recognize that within her. The teacher is going on, and you catch the practice of green witchcraft is innately tied to the agricultural cycle, one of the many cycles that dictate the rhythm of our lives. We have the seasons, the solar energies, the phases of the moon. Most witchcraft is concerned and rooted in agricultural tradition, for all of these reasons. Everything kind of comes back to that one way or another, because let's face it, we're all here to just, stay alive and eat food, right? So the connection the connection we have with nature is a very practical one. Gardens provide ingredients not only for food, but for our spells. So everything we have, we owe to nature and our gardens. So with that in mind, I like to believe that the garden is a personal space, even though, and this is important, that nature functions as an independent system. Okay? Working within a garden is a continuous lesson in patience and acceptance and recognition of the fact that Mother Nature's her own bitch. I'm so sorry. Mother Nature is a cruel mistress. Okay? So we have to respect her. And we are going to be respecting her the entire time as we do lots of different things, okay? So if you ever get frustrated, just know that, we're going to do something else later. There's a lot to learn about herbology. In fact, it's its own branch of green magic that needs its own class. So, just to get right to it, we're going to be planting, composting. We're going to make compost tea. We're going to learn how to do insecticides naturally. Dust our plants, collect them, prepare them, extract them, and there's a whole multitude of ways we can do that. There's infusion, deduction, infloration, maceration, salves, ligament soaps. It goes on. It's just endless. There's so much we can learn. So I thought we should start quick and easy with learning some things that even those both in our magical folk and our normals might recognize. Stuff from the kitchen. Wouldn't that be cool? What are you doing as this person drones on and on and on?
Taking notes.
Cool. Diligently, I expect, because it's you. Cool. Euphemia leans over in the middle of you taking notes. Hi, I'm Effie.
Hi, I'm Anahit. I feel like I've seen you before.
Yeah, we got sorted on the same day. I'm an Emerald.
Oh, okay. I'm Amethyst.
Yeah, I remember they were like really excited.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
Well, apparently you know a lot of stuff already.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, compared to who, really? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. You just seem like everyone was really excited to have you, and then you like did the thing with the what was that?
Oh yeah, it was just Sneezewort I had in my bag because I used to play tricks on my brother, my older brother, and I would put it in his coffee, and it would like make him totally totally confused. He wouldn't know what he was doing. It was fun.
It's messed up.
She she laughs out loud, and then everyone just kind of like turns to her
What?
and sees you two chatting.
Oops.
And the teacher's like, "Oh, your voice carries. I mean, it's lovely. It's lovely, but it carries. Just
Wait, you're Effie.
he's looking at Effie.
Okay.
Yeah. For once, yeah, the teacher's not trying to make a big deal out of you. All right.
I'm like, sorry,
I-
Effie. Sorry.
She said, and you see Effie go, you're okay. Sorry, sorry. And she gets like real quiet.
Oh no.
Okay.
And I'm like internally like, oh God, I hope she doesn't hate me now because I got her in trouble.
Oh, so both of you now are sitting like church mice as the teacher goes on and on about dirt. And we're gonna pause there for a moment. I am gonna now check in with with the boys. You guys were together when you separated from the girls. You're both heading to lunch? Yes?
Yeah, if that's where
Yeah,
What's going on,
lunch.
fellas?
That's right.
Well, I
Like-
mean, that's what everyone else is doing with their free period. But it's up to you. It's your life.
I'm going up to the library to find a book about orangutans, and as I'm walking, I'm like, man, all right, well, that was fun and stuff, but I don't feel like we should get in trouble anymore. This school seems like always on the edge of either kicking us out or like bringing in like magic police. Do they have magic police? I don't know. They seemed really seriously upset, man.
they did. You're right. It's weird though, right? Like what?
Aren't you a magic kid? Like, didn't you come from like a magic family?
My dad, he went to a different magical school. That's kind of how I got some ideas about this place. But I'm just a kid from Ottawa. I don't really know a lot
Yeah.
about this magical stuff.
My dad was a mathlete, so like I don't know anything about anything
Yeah.
unless it's long division. Oh man, I don't know. It's fun like adventuring though. I just don't want to get everybody kicked out. Like, what are we supposed to do for fun?
I don't know. I mean, maybe there's less dangerous stuff to find.
How about I wonder? We walk into the library using my trusty map.
Okay, so I
who's
wanted
in
to
there?
ask, Alex, are you accompanying him to the library? You
Yeah,
haven't
this
eaten in a
way.
while.
That's true. I think we're still talking though. Yeah.
Okay, and it's not far from the grand cafetorium. You
Okay.
guys essentially just walk down the hall.
Okay.
Library's on one side of you, the cafetorium's on the other. So you just
Okay.
lean towards the library with each other.
Cool.
I-
Yeah.
okay.
Mhm.
What does the library look like? This is very important to JJ when he walks in. So I kind of take it
Oh.
in. Give me the smell. Start with the smell.
The smell. Oh, friend, you know the smell.
Oh, I
It's
do.
Musty old books. Yeah, it's musty old books and imagination.
Ah, I fucking love the smell of imagination in the morning. Sorry, language.
So the library is as tall as the grand cafetorium. It extends all the way up, like about 3 stories, with an impressive ceiling. This one isn't bare stone with a ring of fire around it, though. This one is a much calmer place. So it's kind of like there's just clouds in the sky that reflect the time of day. It's
Oh.
always clear. It's always tranquil. And because it's about midday, it's very bright in the library, but not so much that you need to squint your eyes while reading.
So does it feel like I'm outside? Like if I was in a library, like in the middle of a park somehow? So
It does.
wherever I sit, it would be like reading a book in a park.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
love that. That's so cool.
Yeah,
Okay, I
the-
walk up to. Oh, sorry. Keep going.
I mean, just to keep going with it, the shelves are they're not quite as amorphous as the bookstore that you had visited, but it's similar in fashion. They don't they don't weave around as much, but they are kind of just scattered about. They're straight, but they are placed awkwardly. And the reason why, as you begin to notice, is that people can come up and just turn the shelf as if it was floating in air.
Like they're buying sunglasses from a gas station on a road trip.
Yeah, and not all of the shelves are towers, like that makes it feel like trees with a canopy
Mhm.
above it. But all of the shelves, yeah, you can kind of just rotate them to a degree. You know, there's a
That's
lot
awesome.
of books that need to be filled in.
Wait, just
At
one
the
clarification.
center,
Yeah.
huh?
Nothing. Never mind. Carry on.
I love your jokes. I just
You,
also probably love the sound of my own voice. So, however, you guys come in from the side of the main hallway next to the grand cafetorium.
Yeah. I'm
And-
specifically looking for like a desk now. As I come in, I'm like,
Along that wall is the desk, and this is the one spot that feels more traditional. That actually feels like an old library. Everything is hardwood mahogany. It's not a very ornate, but a sculpted like panels with their own little columns between them.
right. Who's
With
behind the
a
desk?
sitting in a dark red leather-bound chair, or standing before it because he's far too diligent, is a man who, with wild brown hair that kind of just curls in, as it's like he combed it earlier in the day and it just decided to not be a hairstyle anymore.
Sure.
I'm familiar
He's
with that, yeah.
he looks English, like just
Sure.
like a traditional English man with dark eyes and a prominent nose. He wears a trench coat. What?
It's not you, Zach.
It's like you've described me with dark eyes at this point. But carry on.
It's not you. I'm sorry. But yeah, his hair's brown. Not ramen
Okay.
colored.
Is he like reading a book, or okay? So is he like organizing things, or what's his demeanor? Because I'm about to go ask him a question. Does he look like approachable or not approachable?
It looks like he is working.
Okay, great.
He looks like he is busy, but not to the point. He doesn't have a demeanor about him that looks unapproachable. What he's doing
Okay.
feels unapproachable, but there's this air of impressiveness to him.
Okay.
But he's not looks like a jerk or anything.
Okay. You know what would be really cool, Alex? If we could figure out where this school is. You know,
That's what I was thinking too.
right? So okay.
Guys, you
This works
guys.
better. This works better when there's like an old lady library, because like the librarian in my small town is like looks like my grandma, and I can ask for like any book. Like I read Chuck Palahniuk, and I was like 9,
I've never
because
heard
this
of
lady
that.
was, oh, don't do it. You know what? I've got a copy. Do it. I'll get it for you. But don't come crying to me when it blows your mind, okay?
Okay.
You've seen rated R movies, right? You've seen The Terminator. Yeah, this will be fine.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I go up to the guy, and I go,
You
"Excuse me,
can't
sir?"
quite go up to the guy because as you were talking, another student did approach the table.
Oh.
And she says, I love this library. Can I please be a librarian assistant? And kind of like nervously chuckles at the thought, to which he responds in earnest. He says, absolutely. You are the champion of your own destiny, but I'll have you know that we do things a little bit more traditionally in this library.
I whisper to Alex.
Orcus. And she's like, oh, but it's, but it's just, I love how magical this place is. Because libraries are always a magical place. I just put the books back on the shelves using my hands, is all. And by that point, he's finished checking out her books and hands them back to her, and so she can go run off.
Hi, sir. Is there a sorting
Afternoon.
system? I'm looking for books on food for my orangutan. I don't know. He's a familiar. I don't know if familiars have ever gotten this big. So if you have any research on like big familiars and what to do with them, be great.
You should talk to your guidance counselor about your familiar. There have been some
counselor.
Well, the whole school has a guidance counselor, Mr.
Oh.
Phillips, the scary-looking man that you probably met when you arrived.
Right, but again, scary-looking. Books?
Yes, you're looking for food for and he sees your orangutan. Your orangutan. Oh.
Yes. I'm kind of nudging Alex under the desk to get him to ask that question.
Hey. It's really lovely out as I like look at the ceiling. Where are we?
You're in the library, son.
I mean, like.
And he turns back to JJ and says, on the second floor, next to fauna is flora.
Oh, okay.
I always get these two confused.
One's on the flora and one's a fawn.
On the second floor, next to flora is fauna, and be sure to go past the first section. And we always put the magical animals up front because that's what most students are studying. But head toward the back and you'll find, you'll be looking for animals in the jungle climate.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Africa, Asia, that region.
Is that? Yeah, I was wondering if we had any maps on the area because I would love to take him out. If these trees are safe, is there any maps of the area of where we are, of where I could potentially take him outside? Because he loves the outside, isn't that right, orangutan? And I look at my orangutan and I gotta do that thing.
What's your orangutan do?
I don't know. Looking at him like, I'm thinking at him like, hey, dude, make a noise. Make like a loud, I need to be outside noise. That's what I'm thinking at him. I'm imagining Paris's connection with Diamond.
I don't know if you can hear that over this.
He just makes that fart noise or whatever that I always see them do in the movies.
See, horrible. So any like a map, like a local maps section.
Well, local maps wouldn't do you much good as you can't leave the grounds too far beyond the school. And trust me,
right? But
when you do,
it does.
But well, yes.
What do you mean?
Well, if you've been on your best behavior, and I trust you have, there are wards, there are guardians that are protecting the school, and you shouldn't have had to encounter them.
Protecting them from what?
What? And Alex kind of leans over, wide-eyed.
Well, have you boys been wizards long?
Yes.
As long as one needs to be.
I pull my wand out and I say, see, I can do magic with this. It's a wand.
And I imagine you were raised in the magical world.
I am looking at him. Okay, so I'm going to do a brains roll because I'm looking at this guy. I'm trying to see, does he look like somebody who comes from a magical family or somebody who comes from a non-magical family? I'm trying to pick up on...
He looks like someone who comes from a non-magical family.
Okay, great. I don't have to roll brains. I'm just that good.
Oh, I gave away too much. Yeah, roll brains for me, just to make me feel good. That plays really high.
Well, we'll see. D12.
I got too excited. I got too excited.
I rolled so high, you're gonna love what I rolled.
What'd you
I
roll?
got a 3.
Huh?
A 3, like one less than 4. But I can take an adversity token and spend some adversity tokens to get the
No,
information.
don't do it. Well, okay, fine. If you do that, I'll give you additional information
I take
that you don't deserve.
2. Let's see. What am I looking for here? What number am I trying to beat? I got a 3. What do I need to get to?
I mean, this was a scale like of 1 to 20. Okay,
crap.
no, you asked a specific question. Does he look like he comes from a magical community? Right?
Yeah, family.
This is actually really easy to tell. Well, I'll say a 5 to answer the question.
Okay.
All right, I
wait,
got
wait.
to eat. Oh. You gonna eat one too?
How many?
Here's the
Yeah,
thing.
that's
Wait,
the rule
hold
I
on,
made
hold
for
on.
myself.
Hold on. Where's Alex?
Counter offer, since Alex is here, who has the
Okay.
intuitive feature, who can ask the GM for true details about surroundings for one adversity token.
Mhm.
Would that be a similar thing?
Yes,
Great.
and it's
We'll
for
do
the
2.
same amount of beans.
What? Why is it 2
Garrett,
beans?
put your beans away. No, but Garrett's gonna overhear everything, so he doesn't have to do this. But for you, it's 2 beans, right?
It's 1 bean normally.
Oh,
I'll eat
thank God.
this.
Okay,
Oh, thank God. Okay, fine.
I let you eat 1 bean, right?
Un bina,
Okay.
which is French.
I mean, I'll eat a bean
It
too.
is. Oh God. Oh, it's dark red.
I don't know what this is.
Well, cheers. No!
What is it?
Everywhere I put it in my mouth, it just lights on fire. God, the freaking odds of me pulling 1 bean and it being horrible. Yeah, Garrett's right. Justin's right. We need bean emojis or something.
Yeah.
Everyone in the chat, find a bean emoji. Maybe feel better about this.
Wait,
No,
what
it's
did you
very
get,
soft light.
Zach? I think Kevin is about to implode. What did you get?
Something green,
Oh, my whole mouth is.
not in a good way.
Oh no.
It's stuck
I
in my
just wish
teeth now.
JJ is just sitting there with a
God.
big old smile on his face.
Well, you're getting me to pull up in the book now for all the details. So to answer your question, actually, I don't really have that much more to tell you. Psych.
Good.
Okay, so to answer your question,
He had it coming.
sorry, Alex, to answer Garrett's question, you see that he's wearing a trench coat. These aren't robes; it's a trench coat. He's wearing
God,
a black
several
shirt.
children. Oh,
Is he
It's
3
not-
children? Is he
You're
3
awful.
children standing on top of each other's shoulders? Wait,
my God,
you have to
he's
tell
wearing-
me if
Yes,
he's 3 children.
please.
You're legally, you have to tell me or it's entrapment.
No, this one's a man. I'm sorry, it's an adult. Yeah, you peer behind the counter of the library desk and see that there is in fact no one standing on someone else's shoulders. His feet, his torso at least goes down to his belt.
Alex
You're
leans
right.
over and says, "I knew it." Carry on.
So yeah, he's wearing dark clothing that both of you recognize as normal clothing that you have been around your whole life, and a brown trench coat.
Okay.
You don't see a wand on him.
Oh.
Exactly.
He has little bit of ink stains on his hand, either from writing or from stamping. But everything in front of him are just normal tools. There's nothing floating. Nothing is doing his job for him.
Got it.
He appears to be a non-magical person.
Nice.
You know, I'm new to this whole magic thing, and Alex, I mean, his dad went to a magic school. My dad was an athlete, so I just kind of want to know where we are and like what are wards and guardians. This place seems really dangerous and also a little angry at us for just trying to like explore.
Are you first years?
Yeah.
You must be first years. Um, well, I'll have you know that I'm not at liberty to tell you where the school is located in the world, if that's your question. And honestly, it shouldn't be your concern. Unfortunately, unlike some other schools, we do not allow our students to go beyond the forest. Um, really shouldn't be outside unsupervised anyway, because yes, there are protective wards. You, as students, wearing those robes have nothing to worry about. Those are just to make sure that people who are not attending or working at the school don't find it.
But
And
like, what are they protecting us from? You know, like this is a lot. Oh my gosh,
giant cats!
I knew it.
Yeah, what's your orangutan doing in this moment?
He's kind of like pulling on my pants leg because he's hungry.
Yeah. Okay. Um, he says, you both said you were raised in the magical world, and you know that it keeps itself separate from the non-magical world. Like there's a gap, so to speak, that we have to mind.
Mind the gap. Oh my God, we're in London.
Instantly transported. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm actually not. I'm from Ohio. Do you have any books on how this gap got started? And because
If you're
there's a lot
looking
of
for,
stuff.
and he notices your orangutan as well. If you're looking for answers to your questions about your familiar, you are welcome to check the fauna section. Over here is also a section on familiars, totems, spirit animals, messengers, and there's a word I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to remember to sound impressive to all of you, but I can't think of it, so I won't.
Okay, cool. So
and
okay.
then sorry, continuing his thought that I completely botched. And if you have any questions about, damn it, what was your question that I?
School. I
You
want to
were
learn about
asking
the
about-
difference
Do you have
between.
any books?
And if you would
about-
like to know the history of the school, that is straight back against that wall and before you.
I kind of nod to Alex and I go towards the orangutan books.
and
you know,
I
like-
go towards the other books.
Okay, I think we have a moment where we're both walking towards one book section. Like, no, go to the. No, you go to the other book.
It's your orangutan. I guess that makes sense. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
As you guys get lost in a single room that you just got directions for, we're gonna head back to defensive magic. All right, Paris.
Yeah.
The rest of the students have gone and faced Professor Samantfi. So she now asks for anyone who decides to go through the same lineup. So you are asked to join her again for a bit more of an advanced and hopefully a lot more fun lesson.
Okay.
Paris, would you be so kind? And she gestures to take the same place you did before. Okay, you good?
Okay. Yes.
All right. She says, okay.
I realized I may not have been rolling a 4. I didn't realize 4 is like a 3-pointed. I just want to be honest. Because I was like, oh, this is clearly a 4 die because it's like 4 corners. Like this is the 4. I'm ready though for this next round. It's going to be a lot more difficult now that I know what the 4 looks like, a little triangle.
Okay.
I'm
It's
sorry,
going
I
to be
just didn't
difficult
Okay.
It's going to be difficult for several reasons. And
Oh, boy.
funny you should say that. One of them is because I'm going to be grabbing my D6. And you in the chat in the audience might be wondering, wait a minute, 6 is far less than 10. This sounds like the hit points are a lower number. No, that's not the hit point die. The 12 is the hit point die now. She says, all right. Now, Paris, I want you to remember how well you did and how confident you were at the end of your first task, because now you're going to go up against my star pupil here, Hank. Hank, if you would take your position, and she is replaced by Hank, who looks nervous as always. And
Great.
with addressing the room, and she stands up by the door, which is shut, by the way, just so everyone's clear. She stands by the door, and she says, "No, I just want everyone to know that Hank is a very powerful wizard who is full of surprises. So I don't want anyone to be startled. We're all in a safe place. I've got my eye on everything, and there's nothing." And she kind of looks at Hank, and there's nothing that Hank can break that we can't fix. All right? Okay. Everyone, take your ready stance. Remember, Paris, you're on defense. Okay?
Okay.
Hank,
Kick his ass.
have
Paris.
at her. She's a tough girl. All right, you ready for this?
Right. I'm gonna let you go first, so then I can defend once you've shot and you shoot your shot.
That's usually how attacking and defense works. But no, you're right.
Gotcha.
You could actually, you are totally welcome to put up a guard right now. If you want to put up a shield or like an aura, a bubble, whatever you feel like doing, you can do it. Okay, you're gonna play it as they come. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fell off the table. Doesn't count. Okay, great. Hank disappears.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not allowed to make a snap decision. Or sorry, you're not allowed to make a planned action now. This has to be a snap decision.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Coming from your left is an energy blast. Just like before, it's just coming at you from the side. So it's just catching you off guard. You can't make a snap decision. You can't make a planned action. It has to be a snap decision.
What do I do for a snap decision?
Roll your dice. You have to roll your dice. You can't take the higher value. So, like, Paris, just so we're clear on the rules, if you wanted to do a grit check against...
Right, that's what I got.
And here's what you're fighting against, okay? 5. With a planned action, you could go, well, my is max 12, so I'm just going to take the half and call it 6, and be easy breezy. That's a planned action, okay?
Okay.
But you're not allowed to do that. You have to roll.
Okay, great. So I roll my grit and my magic.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Awesome. I understand that. Okie dokie. Well, we got a 1 and a 10, baby. Got an 11.
Snap.
Okay. What was your defense? What was your technique?
My technique was I flipped my hair, and it deflected him. It deflected his course. You know, it's the air if he's coming at me. I flip my hair, and he's gone off course, obviously.
Okay. All right. Boom.
Oh my God.
Yep. Totally deflected it. Very nice.
I'm
Very
imagining
nice.
in my head, for my headcanon, like the Sailor Moon, you know?
That's
like
what
the
I was
ring.
thinking.
You did
Yeah.
that, and like it just like knocked his thing out of the way.
Fantastic. Great. Okay. Everyone is, I think, noticeably impressed. That's the way I'd like to imagine what's happening. Except for Hank, who's like, oh, God. Okay. But he's not nervous. He's just kind of, like, bewildered. Like, oh, she's going to be a tough nut to crack. Not that he's trying to crack the nut. He's just like, okay, I can go a little harder maybe. So, Hank. Okay. Hank blasts a colorful beam of light directly at you with a force of 5 again. Jeez, Hank, come on, give her a challenge. No. Sorry. Yes, the force of 5, and it is this color. It's yellow.
Okay.
It's coming right at you. You don't know what that means. It doesn't mean anything. But a beam of yellow light is coming right at you, and Diamond!
Link.
How's
Okay.
Diamond doing? How's Diamond doing? She's in your bag.
If it's coming right at me and Diamond, I think at this point I definitely would go for a fight, even though that's my lower one. unless I'm trying to defend. Well, no, I'm defending him. I don't want her to absorb any of it though. So I should be fighting back against the light, right?
So.
Do I have to use magic, or can I just pick up my compact and deflect the light?
It's genius.
Do I have to use magic?
Yeah. No. Okay. Katie, let me tell you what your options are. All right.
Okay.
You're allowed to do this as a planned action, even though it's like just for the nature of this course.
Sure.
We can take these reactions as planned activities because you've practiced them. So if you want, you can take half of your fight roll, which you roll a d8, so that may be 4, but you have a +1, and with your wand you get a +2 to that fight, I believe, right?
I don't
so
have
you could just
special with my wand.
No, your wand gets you a +2 to fight rolls.
Oh, great.
Underneath fight, it'll say stat or magic, and if your magic has a +2, you get to add that +2 every time you roll your wand.
Yeah, I don't have that. I don't have that.
Okay.
My wand is a crab. I rolled rolls too.
Yeah, and I believe I can double check Kids on Brooms if it's near me. It's not. So basically what I'm telling you is if you want, you can treat this as a planned action. Take the 4, then add your 1, makes it 5, then add your 2, makes it 7, and you're just easy breezy sitting pretty. You can do that. The other option is you can roll and see what number you get, then add the 1 and the 2. Or you can get real creative with that compact and we'll figure out how that works. You can get creative with whatever you want.
I'm going to pull out my compact.
Oh boy.
This girl! All right. With the intention to deflect it.
Yeah.
I'm going to call that... Oh, this is so interesting. I'm going to call this a fight roll. You're not using your wand, so you don't get the +2. You can still do everything I said, just not with the +2.
Okay.
You can roll for it, or you can take it as a planned action. It's up to you.
I guess I'll roll for it.
Awesome. I love how full of spunk you are. Roll for it.
Uh-oh. So if I rolled a 1, do I get anything else added on to that, or is that it?
Dustin, would you please play the critical failure graphic?
Oh, yeah. Uh-oh.
Okay, yeah, I mean, you get your +1, so your 1 is a 2.
Yeah.
So the yellow blast of energy hits your compact in your hand like a concussive force and knocks it right out of your hand. And because you rolled so low, it kind of knocks it like into you and before hitting the ground. So, yeah, not nearly as graceful as the last move.
Is the mirror still good, or has it been broken by the force?
You rolled a fail. Yeah, I think it should break.
It's shattered. Okay.
But like she said, nothing that he breaks can't be fixed. So
that's fair.
Take that in mind. All right. There's 2 more attacks coming your way.
Okay.
So the next attack, Hank. Oh God. Sorry. Hank rolls for 13. That's higher than 12. With a uncontrollable surge of water blasting at you.
Okay. Well then I'm gonna try and do a little like shield thing with grit. If it's water, I want to put a shield up in front of myself in diamond.
Okay. Cool. So it's like not like a pressure washer, but a bit of a fire hydrant of water is coming at you with your grit roll. So what'd you roll?
Yeah, it is a 9 and a 4, baby. I got a 13.
All right. 13. It matches. You get wet because the water is pouring over your shield, but you are not being hit with the force of it, and you remain unharmed, just a bit damp.
If she rolls a 4 on her wand dice, doesn't that mean she explodes? You can explode on your wand roll, right?
So you get wet, and how do you then roll it again? Roll it again.
2.
and then the wall that you make pushes back a bit and gets him wet as well.
Yeah. All right.
Nice. Very nice. So Hank, who is now disheveled and soaked, looking like a cold mess, gets one more attack on you.
Okay.
Okay, so Paris,
Yeah.
you've got your eyes on him, right?
Yeah.
Well, he disappears again.
This
Oh my
bastard.
God.
Only this time, when he pops back in the room, you don't see where he's at. So, behind you is a blast of energy. This means that you do not get to do this as a planned action, and you do not get to know what the number you're trying to beat is, because you can't see the spell.
Okay. Well, I mean, if I can't see him and if the blast is coming behind us, I mean, I
You
guess
hear
again,
a crack and then a sizzle. How do you react?
I think we need a blanket or something to cover us. I'm gonna go with the grit roll. I don't want to fight back against that. I don't know what I'm fighting.
Ooh, I love it. So you wrap yourself up in a blanket.
Well, that's like my spell blanket is what I'm thinking, right? Is that, can I
Yeah.
go for that? Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. Are you creating
Alright.
a magical blanket? Is that
Yeah.
what I'm hearing?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Love
trying
it.
to do. It is
Beautiful.
it's a 10 and then my magic is a 2. So it's a 12.
Okay. So, just like the cape of the short-lived NBC series The Cape, you magically pull this mystic cloth of
What
that
color
matches
is it?
all the glitter. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna leave that up to you. You rolled high enough that I think you get to decide what
Let's
color.
go
it's
with
like.
some periwinkle.
Periwinkle
Does
blue?
it glitter or sparkle?
Oh, it's got to shine for sure. Yeah. Like
Okay.
periwinkle, but like mixed with like maybe some silver, like you'd see like on an armor. It's like one of those, what do you call it? Like the metallic nail polishes that go like this, that you can see different stuff one way or the other. What is that called?
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I
Holographic?
love it.
Holographic, yeah.
Justin, don't worry about having an effect because that quick blast that he makes is countered immediately by your blue glowing cloak that wraps itself around you like a cocoon and completely protects you from any magical blasts.
Yeah!
Yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Boys,
So
do I get
as-
a round of applause?
Whoa!
As the cape unwinds and the cocoon unravels, revealing the glorious butterfly warrior that is Paris Colourpop. Yeah, people are applauding.
Whoa, that was really cool. Can I get a magic cape thing?
Which the teacher replies, with a boundless imagination and a sharp instinct, you can have anything you require. Next student? And Paris, you get to saunter back to the crowd, however you damn well please. So let's go to our next student. Let's go back to Miss Anahit Crowley, who is getting a herbology lesson as we speak. And Anahit, actually, let me say this differently. Liana, I hope you enjoy this. This is going to be boring for everybody else. So,
I can't wait.
so in your kitchen cabinet, there's a whole cupboard full of magical herbs and spices. There and before you in the garden, and hopefully in your very own garden at home, and in the collective world around you, there's everything you need. And let's talk about some of our favorites that are beloved by the normals, but that we here also can make great use of. So let's start. I'm just going to go down the alphabet in my native language, so I hope this works out for everybody as the Babel Charm translates. Let's start with pimento, or allspice berries, as they're called. These are often used in cooking. They kind of have like a cinnamony, peppery kind of quality. But, you know, I like to use them for increasing energy, love, luck, and healing. You'll find that a lot of these kind of spices do a lot of different things, you know, just in a general palette. Yeah. Moving on, we're gonna, and he starts pointing out the plants around the room. So, you tell me how you want to behave as I prattle on, okay? Next is Ark.
Okay, yeah, I thought you were asking me.
Well, if you just feel free to interrupt me, is all I'm saying, okay?
Okay, cool. Yeah. I'm still
Okay.
just listening and taking notes at this point.
Great. Archangel's herb, or Angelica, as she likes to be known, is very fragrant. It flavors a lot of wine and candy, but it's good for improving your digestion and protection and purification. They all kind of go hand in hand, if you ask me. Over here is St. Joseph's wort. Some call it basil in the modern language. This is extremely versatile in cooking. It's kind of like an all-purpose herb, and it's that way in the magical world. I mean, it's for prosperity, for success, for peace, for protection, for happiness, for purification, for tranquility, for love. It pretty much does like everything that I'm about to point out to you does, all at once. Sweet laurel, bay leaves. These things used to crown the victors in the ancient games, so it's been commonly associated with success and wisdom, but I think it's more about wisdom because in divination you can write on a leaf and then just burn it, for your divination spells, if anybody here is good with that. Or place it under your pillow, just if you need a little guidance at night. But be wary if you do the burning thing, because I've been told that the smoke is a little bit of a hallucinogenic. Oh my god, guys, there's a witcher that just wandered into the class. Everybody, scout! Sorry, Witcher's Hunt. We're joined by, I'm so sorry. We're joined by someone in the chat named Wandering Witcher. I wanted to have fun with that someone's here to hunt witches and we're at a magical school. Anyway, I completely ruined it. The student, you hear a student say, I feel like I need to take notes, because he's, going off and on. Continuing. Okay, chamomile. Oh god, I love a good cup of chamomile. Or manzilla. This is great for kids, but it's also really good for headaches, for stomach aches, for soothing your nerves. So happiness, harmony, healing, all of the things you need, when you're having a rough day. Okay, so this one's important. Candula here is edible. Okay, it is called pot marigold, but it is not marigold. That one is inedible. So don't eat common marigold. This one's really good for skin irritation, like bruises, scars, scrapes. So, for any aspiring adventurers out there, keep in mind of calendula. And then just, if you want to take it further, you can use it for psychic, for a boost of psychic power and all of the usual happiness stuff, harmony, yada, yada, yada. Oh, this one's my favorite, though. This one's my favorite. Cinnamon. Okay, so I talked about allspice being like cinnamon, but there's nothing like cinnamon. This is a must-have. It has great energy. Just a pinch of cinnamon levels up any power, any spell you guys are casting. It's perfect for spells and charms involving money, for success, for action, for healing, for protection, prosperity, really all of them. It's just a good boost spell. Oh yeah. Yes.
Are we gonna get to grow all these herbs ourselves, or are they just gonna be in spells and things and charms and things that we're doing? Are they provided to us, or do we get to grow them?
Well, if you need something, I urge you to come here to the greenhouse, but at the same time, I also urge you to have your own garden. All of this is here for use, but it's really important, and write this down, everyone. We have a balance here with nature, okay? You never take all of something. You never uproot the entire plant. Use all its leaves, all its petals, all its stems. You have to leave a little bit of something. I like to say don't take more than a quarter, or at least leave a quarter at the very least. There's no hard rule on that, but for the love of God, don't take everything. Leave some for everybody else. Leave some for the environment itself, okay? That's big.
So do we have our own garden space? We have our own garden space.
You can make one. You should be able to make one in your room.
Oh, okay.
And if you want, talk to me afterwards. Let's see if we can get Principalist Segway to come up with maybe everyone gets their own little tiny terrarium in here. Because honestly, I think this green room is way too small. It should be a greenhouse, not a green room. All right, I'm gonna continue. So caraway seeds protect against negativity and theft, which makes they're great for sachets because then no stupid hunter can just come along and take your sachet when you're trying to do witchcraft. You
What
know, you deal
happens
with all
if
the
someone
effort to hide it.
takes my seeds? If
Well-
someone steals my seeds, are they still anti-theft seeds? Can I find them?
I mean, it's going to be hard to take caraway seeds because of their just quality, but yeah, you can absolutely track them down.
Yeah,
Oh.
actually, wait, that leads me to a question too. Is there an herb that can help you find things?
Ooh, like a tracking herb? I mean, because there's the Baileys for divination. Well, okay. I'm gonna be a little honest. Herbology is not my first choice as a professor. So
God.
let me continue and let's see if we come across that answer.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Are we gonna watch a movie about sharks? You know when you'd have a substitute teacher and they'd roll out the TV?
She's gonna put on Ben Nye for everybody, but like Wizard Bill Nye, whose name is Ben Nye. Okay, so clove is also really good for sachets. I like to put 3 cloves per sachet, or a charm, just to tie in the protective and purifying energy. And that allows the action that you're trying to do be more focused for a longer period of time. It's not just kind of this thing that's just emanating energy. It's something that's really trying to do the energy. Okay, and on its own, it's good for the usual purification, protection, healing, blah 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 blah. Okay, Comfrey Bone Set. Some of you might know as Knit Bone. This is renowned as a healing herb. Like it's the healing herb. But I like to keep it with me during travel for protection. And again, if I get hurt, then I've got it there. Okay, dillweed is a great herb for good fortune, tranquility, prosperity, lust, cheeky, and protection. Ginger root is another one that's ideal to boost the power of rituals and spells, like cinnamon, because they both provide heat. You know what I mean? That just it's not actually heat, but you feel the heat. That's that magical energy. So I know that
If I put
I know that people like to jumpstart love and stimulate their finances with it. Yeah.
If I put a satchel together and keep it with me, does that mean that I'm constantly powerful with my spells all day, or does it wear out, or do I have to eat it?
I mean, yeah, herbs run dry. You don't want to leave them in the sun; they'll dry out faster. Just like your spices and your teas in your home. Everything eventually decays and dies and doesn't really have much to give anymore. But while it's good, it's good. Yeah.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Do you have a question about ginger root because it's great for medicine?
No, I have a question about you. You said that your herbology isn't your subject of choice. So, what it would be your subject of choice?
Oh my god, no one ever wants to know my story. That's amazing.
It's in this book I have.
I mean, honestly, I just kind of I'm a people person, not really a plant daddy. So I like social studies, really. I'm just do you want to use your intuitive ability?
Yeah, I think I do actually.
Damn. All right.
Eat them beans. Roll them
Okay.
bones.
Spend a bean. Spend a bean.
You both have to eat a bean.
You know what? I should only be eating beans during adversity. I guess technically it's okay. It's green, which is appropriate because plants. All right. Please don't be a puppet.
Jalapeno.
Green beans. Green beans.
Alright.
I think it's lime. Oh my god, why can't I find... Okay, yep, there we go.
Oh, Liana, what'd you get?
Ew. Something
No.
disgusting. Probably vomit. It's
Vomit.
vomit.
Oh,
Oh, that one
That's the one I
stings.
got earlier.
Oh.
Abort. Abort. Abort.
I'm just gonna swallow it.
That's what you're not supposed to do with vomit. It's bad for your esophagus.
Well-
People told me that.
While you're dealing with that,
Oh.
I'll go ahead and answer your question. So I, this is so embarrassing. I prophesized to be the greatest mage of my day, and I was tasked to beat this evil entity. I'm not gonna get into it unless you like really want me to, but that's not here and there. So I went to Watford School of Magic, if any of you have heard of it, and I learned that like there are, I learned that there are dead spots of magic that just kind of appear like almost like inverse ley lines, and I just thought that was really interesting that magic like worked in different places and different people, and I'm just I with my whole background being the greatest mage, I didn't like the pedestal I was being put on. So I find class dynamics really important. And I'm always there to support my community and my friends. So I'm more about empowering people. That's like my thing. And plants are great. We use them for everything. I wasn't lying, but that's what I'm about. That's my journey. Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're gonna carry on, and we will to the boys now.
Boys, now?
Okay, so let's start with Alex because he just had to walk across the room. So, Alex, you are at the history section of the library. What's going on?
I am looking for anything on Escuela. This one in particular.
In Spanish, specifically.
In Spanish.
How is your approach?
Well, I'm gonna get to the section, see if anything makes sense to me. I don't feel the most at home in the library. But like anything that mentions Havenhearth, like in the title, is gonna be my like first thing that I'm looking for. I think I'm ideally trying to look at either a book that talks about like the history of the school, or its like the structure itself. It's the word escapes me.
About the structure itself. So you're looking for the keyword in Havenhearth, essentially.
Yes.
Okay. You don't find it. There
Nothing
are
on the school?
no books written about Havenhearth.
You said there'd be something. I look at maybe for like something that just mentions like magical schools in like a more generic sense. See if it's
Sorry,
like...
I don't know if I need to clarify or if I need to redact what a statement I might have said. But he said, I thought I said something akin to, if you want more information about the school, like your best bet is to look over here.
It's not a
Yeah,
book.
that was cryptic.
He's a librarian. I mean, it comes with the territory.
Yeah, right. I mean, he's just trying to point you in the best direction, not to say that you're going to find what you're looking for, because knowledge, the quest for knowledge, is an insatiable one.
Oh boy.
So I'm sorry. So what's your approach now?
So now I'm trying to see if there's anything on just magical schools in general.
Okay.
And see if that, like, then if I do find anything, I'll thumb through it to see if I can find anything that mentions in it.
Oh boy. All right. So this is when I wanted to defer to the chat, because I did not want to imagine every book that could stand out in the library. That's really hard for me. So, hey, chat, if y'all want to help come up with a title for a book about magical education that might jump out to young Alex here, feel free to do so. Yeah, that's tough. You do find, you know what? No, this is this is a roll. You have to roll for this. I'm not going to give it to you. This is hard for me.
Fair. That's fair.
Let's do a good golly.
Love that roll.
Brains? I guess this is brains. I mean, it's like a perception check, right?
Yeah.
Investigation.
Yeah.
Gosh, I missed that feature.
Mm-hmm.
Kids on Brooms, everyone. Kids on Brooms by Renegade Games. What did you roll?
So, well,
Don't ask me for a number because you won't like it.
yeah.
What did you roll?
Let's see. Well, so far we've exploded my 4. So let's see where we can take this.
Ooh.
Come on.
Oh, that's right. Brains is not your bag.
Oh, it is my worst thing.
Well, you got the explosion roll graphic. Good for you.
That's right. Oh, we got a 6.
Good
Wait.
for you.
Wait. Yeah, it's a 6.
Okay.
Hey, you get an adversity token though. Enjoy that.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, you know what? I'll give you an adversity token.
Cool.
The best thing you're going to find is the worst titled and named book I can possibly imagine. You find a book by an author named Wizard Magiman entitled Magical Education. So,
All right.
thanks, Justin.
Great. I grab that since it's the best thing I find. And then I just I take that up to the dude. Hopefully I try to catch eyes with JJ along the way and kind of
Yeah, sure.
All right, well, let's see what JJ's doing.
I've walked over to the orangutan section. This is happening in tandem with Alex looking for his books. So I've gone to the non-magical creatures, and I'm looking for books on, orangutan, starting at the O's, I would imagine.
There's a whole aisle for orangutans, I assume, right?
Or whatever, any sort of creature like that. So I'm using my brains to sort of be like, all right, what would, orangutan book would probably be on the O's. So that's what I'm doing.
All right, what's that brains?
I rolled a 9 flat. I don't get any additions to it for some reason yet. One day. So I got a 9.
Okay, you find you start to find a section on what you would call normal animals, non-magical animals. It is like the entire section fits on one rack, not one shelf, but like one book stand.
It's just a bunch of magazines.
Oh God!
It's specifically those ones that
It's
you
Nat
get
Geo.
in the mail. The first one is the tiger that comes with a free poster.
The one with that
that's
like
one.
tiger font or with the
Yeah.
Rainbow font.
Yeah, it was like Discovery for Kids.
Yeah.
Am I finding?
You find
this
a bunch of
difficult?
those.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You find some National Geographics. They're very old. They don't have pictures on the covers. You're in the right section.
Okay, I want to look at my orangutan, and I'm like, all right, I want to connect with him real quick. So I pull out my wand, and I'm like, listen, I don't know what you are or why you followed me around. I understand that you are protective of me, but what are you? And I point my wand at my own head, and this is a horrible idea. But I'm staring at this orangutan and I'm like, just give me a thought. Like, tell me what you are. Are you magical? Are you normal? What's your deal? So I'm trying to charm this orangutan with a wand roll as well. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do. So my spell is to connect with my orangutan, who is has not been named yet.
Yeah. Goodness. See, when we talked about you having an orangutan and how that would work, you promised me that this would be a partnership of us deciding how this happens,
Uh-huh.
and now here I am trying to figure out. Okay. I would, because I can't roll like against you on this.
How about this? I can float something to you. I am
Oh,
directing
yeah.
magic. I'm directing magic at my own brain. So if I screw up, I'm sure that it's going to have adverse effects on the rest of my day.
Like a
Okay.
headache?
Like a headache.
Or it blows his head off.
I think what you're trying to do is not too outlandish. All right, let me consult my little chart here. I gotta piece this one together.
Oh my gosh, it screws
Um,
with your brain waves and you speak a different language the rest of the day if you screw up.
It ruins up the Babel spell. That'd be very funny.
Oh. I'm just joking. You don't have to do that.
That's very funny.
I
I'm
like
gonna
KSS.
say you have to roll an 11.
11?
And yeah,
All right.
charm is what you're going for.
Okay.
Because you're casting a spell, you get to use your magic die, but
What?
your tough feature will not save you. That's all I'm saying.
Christ. Okay, here we
What's your
go.
roll?
I haven't started yet. It began with a 4 plus 1. 5. So we're halfway there. What did I need again?
Oh,
You needed an 11.
Okay, here we go. Here comes the magic dice. Come on, Daddy needs to not blow up his head. Move.
Go
Okay.
ahead and take the adversity. Go ahead and
That
take
was-
the adversity token.
Hold on, I haven't rolled my magic
God,
die.
how's this go down?
Kevin,
All right. Oh,
wait a
oh,
second.
sorry.
I rolled a 1 on my magic die. So that gives me a 6 total. I have 5 adversity tokens.
How many do you need?
I need 5 adversity tokens.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a growing boy and I've learned so much. And I wish to God
I
that
want
most
you to
of
know-
these weren't spicy. Yes.
I want you to
What do
know
you have?
the beans are going to decide your fate. Because I got to eat 5 beans because
How many adversity tokens do you have?
and one of them is red.
5.
I didn't
Yeah,
realize
yeah.
you were stocking them up.
Every time you fail a roll, you get an adversity token. And we did a lot of failing last game, remember?
I
I'm going to put all 5 in my mouth at once. We've got 3 orange, 1 red, and 1 green.
Goodbye,
So-
Garrett. It was nice
It was-
knowing you.
Oh no! No, I've been betrayed! They were... No! They were...
Oh my god, Kevin straight
was
up broke
supposed
his
to be my
camera.
flavor. One's a pepper. And it's ruining the actual flavor of my favorite flavor. Ah. God, I hate this. Oh.
Man,
Yeah, I'm not happy with you. Right. How'd you turn out, jerk?
I got 1 orange. I may have actually gotten 2 orange. I got a sriracha and a jalapeno. So I'm doing great.
I hate you. Why are you rubbing it in?
Hey, because
Alright,
because
You're taking like
this
a
is my
champ.
this is the price I'm paying to
All right.
connect with my familiar for the first time ever. You know what I mean? That's a steep price.
Yep.
No, this eraser doesn't work. It's not great. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm putting on a happy face because I like music. But dear God, I have like a sore in my mouth, and this
my
is
God.
just not helping.
All right. Before I continue, is the feed still broken? Have I raged my feed so hard that I broke it forever?
you're fine.
Yeah, you're back. Oh. All right, what do I
Well-
see?
You don't.